Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to FortressCraft Evolved. I'm AxionEvolved, and today we actually have quite a bit to get through. But before I get going, do me a favor, scroll down just a little bit, hit that subscribe button. Helps me out a lot. Helps me get to 1,000 subscribers, which is my goal for at least this year. We'll see. We'll see. You know, we'll see where we get. We'll see. So without further ado, we're gonna hop right into this episode because I got a lot to show you. So the first stop is right here, and I think I showed this last time, but I wanted to just double check and make sure. I actually went and hooked up all of the tier 2 lines over here, so now those are all hitting their respective smelting arrays in the bottom over here, and I've also hooked up all these belts. Now this is kind of leading to something that I thought might be an issue, but I wasn't sure. And that's kind of performance. This is probably, I don't know, 5,000 belts easy. If we just find, I don't know if it's really coming through on the recording as much, but there's definitely a little bit of performance hits, you know. But so that leads us right into kind of the thumbnail from the last episode. And so here you get to see in all its glory. Here is the full kind of filter array output, 5 lines, soon to be 5 quarries. And yeah, I mean, here's kind of how it's being fed. I've got some other stuff going on too, though. So let's hop over here real quick. And one thing I want to do, I don't know if I have the materials, I'll have to check, but I want to get this 5th quarry up and running just so it's there. But also, you'll notice over here, like the macerator output is just gone because I decided to make this little underground passage right here where all the macerator outputs get filtered and sent to their respective lines. So, you know, depending what it is, they'll just come up and they'll hit one of these lines of hoppers, and that's kind of that. But that's not all. I've also got this little guy right over here. So as much as, you know, I really want to have everything fed from the quarries, realistically, we're not there yet, so I have to supplement. And over here, I found, oh, is this guy not, what's going on here? Not collecting, cannot see the sun. That's just baloney. I'm gonna throw you on there. All right, there we go. So basically, what I have right here. Now this is the crater from where we blew up those hive mines, and this little guy right here, little dude, only about, oh, I don't know, 12.5 million. So I figured it'd be stupid to just not take advantage of that while we still have it. So I'm just collecting. I'm collecting from it. It's looks like it's slowly working. I got 2 miners on it, 1 output, and they're just kind of running in the same principle as the macerator output over here. And it's just going up, and it's just kind of hitting the tin up there. And I don't have an easy way out, I don't think. And that's where it's coming out right here, this rightmost one. So the leftmost one is getting these 2 lines come from the elevators or the lifts we have over there. This right line is coming from I guess it's like right in that area, that deposit right there. So that's how that's running. I also wanted to do a little bit more. So if we come over here and look, I also wanted to supplement the amount of coal we're getting, because you see, like, this line is empty. I have a bunch of coal in my inventory, but I didn't necessarily want to use it. So right now, all of our coal is coming from, or it was all coming from this deposit right here. But as you can see, I decided to throw in a supplemental line, which if we follow comes right back to here. Now, I mean, I realize this tells you nothing, but if I hit the hollow base, you can kind of see where we are. I believe if I just go kind of right out, if I go up and over in that direction, we'll get to all of our smelting lines, right? That's our factory right up there. That's our bus right there. So we're just kind of right below where our smelting lines are. In fact, I think there's a hole here. Yeah, I mean, where does this take me? Yep, so literally right there, we're right down there, and there's everything here. So a couple things I want to do in this episode. Number 1, I need to at least start getting the machinery in place and all of the crafting setup for all of the tier 2 stuff, right? Because we happen to hit a pretty big gold vein, and right now that's sucking up all of the, or that's filling our belt, but that's not always going to be the case. And we don't have any titanium, we don't have any nickel coming up, right? I'm hoping eventually that changes, but for now, I at least want to get the infrastructure going. So like gold foil crafter, you know, what do we have here? We have a titanium housing, I think, somewhere in here. I know it. I picked them all up. I like destroyed where they were before, right? So servo motor maker, we may actually want to do that. I'll see. I'll kind of see how that is feeling. Man, maybe I didn't pick them. I don't know where these things are. Maybe I just got to make them. You know what? I might just have... Oh, you know what happened? Okay. I remember now. I remember why I can't find them. So, when I went over here and I broke all this stuff apart, you can see there's a lot of stuff missing. When I happened to have a full inventory at the time. And what happens when you have a full inventory is you don't pick up blocks. And when blocks happen to be on the ground, what happens is these little beacons can grab them. So what happened is that stuff got grabbed by these beacons and it eventually got macerated. Not the end of the world, you know, it's something we can definitely deal with. Let me just toss all this stuff in here while I got it. This is another like really useful kind of use for all of this other stuff that I can just kind of empty out my inventory whenever I want, right? Okay, so let's see, what do we need to make all that stuff? And there's a couple different things. So for sure, gold foil crafter, I think I'm gonna make 3 of them. Titanium housing crafter, 3 of them. Secondary upgrade module, looks like I can only literally make 1. I do have a hardened block assembler. So titanium housing crafter is gonna be something that we gotta work on, because we need titanium housings for some of this other stuff. But we got gold foil crafter and gold wire into gold foil. Okay, so let's... I think I have extruders. If I don't, I can get all this stuff for it. So, what I don't want, right? I think that the gold's going to be somewhere in this area. What I don't want to happen though is, you know, like we have to start the gold stuff way down here to hit an empty wall. So I think I'm going to try maybe to fit it in right there, right? So I'll have gold foil, titanium housings, secondary upgrade modules. So that means if gold is like roughly over here, I should in theory be able to kind of just like, let me see here. I'll give it a little bit of space, you know, just maybe plop a hole down right there. And would you look at that? We got some gold just hanging out. Let's go like this. And then one more. And then we'll throw this guy down. Easy. Content sharing on. All right, so let's go back up there. And we luckily don't need a whole lot. We can just grab this guy. And then we want, let's see, gold foil crafters, and we want extruders. Do we have? We do. There we go. So 1, 2, 3 extruders, 3 gold foil crafters. Or do they need hoppers? Okay, so they need a hopper, which is fine. Shoot. I guess I can use a 100 slot. Or do I have any 10 slot hoppers? Oh, I do. Okay, so let's use a mini hopper. Mini hopper, because I only need, I think it literally takes them one at a time, right? So we'll grab that. This guy, this guy. Ooh. Do I want that? Maybe it's not the most. I want to be able to grab this from more than one way, but maybe I'll just do this. Crafting gold foil, and then now we want to hit this. I guess this is okay. This is a decent lineup. Maybe I'll go right in here. So let's throw down a little upslope right. Yeah, that should be okay. And then we'll just output these to that. And because these are kind of slow, it should just be okay. You know what I mean? So we'll do that. It should be okay if I do something like that. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So then we do this number. And I'm coming up over here as opposed to coming all the way over here before I go up, just because I want to be able to like go under this if I need to. We can do that number. We can do that number. Open that hole up. And then boom. Logistics grommet. And then we can connect these guys up. Boom, just like that. All right, so that kind of fulfills a couple purposes. Number one, it makes it so that we can have gold foil readily available and free crafting, but also it processes some of that gold ore we have. Because right now the gold ore is filling things up. It's like taking up space, and we don't want to have that happen, right? So I guess another thing I need to do is put my lines down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Your base is
okay.
under attack.
So it'll start here. And I can kind of just come a certain distance. And boom. And again, we don't actively have like nickel or titanium coming up. And that's something that we may tackle at this episode. I'm not 100% sure. We'll kind of see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can also see we got tunnel nuked here. I had made the wall, but the tunnel nukers came out. So what I may end up doing is when it comes time to start killing overmines, I'll start with that corner. And then I don't know. Maybe we'll just kind of leave that open just as kind of like a cool little like Easter egg or something. Or like battle damage or something. All right, so let's do that. I'm going to use this rock so that I kind of keep track of where, so that the lines actually have some meaning. But let's see. Okay, so titanium housing crafter. I think that needs plates. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to literally mirror this setup, but just slightly farther forward. No real rhyme or reason as to where it is. All right, so we'll just do that. And then, actually, I want to have this go over one. Of course, I want to pick this stuff up. Yeah, we'll have to run the belts over there too. So I'm doing this because I want to have stampers. There we go. So, because I want to have 3 stampers feeding into 110 slot. Oh, you know what? I think I need a little bit more because these I think just use 1. Oh, 5x, 5x, but this uses 6. Damn it. Okay, so I'm going to have to use a bigger hopper just to make it easy on myself. Right there, maybe? Then we can go like that. Go like that. Go like that. And then I can have the titanium housing crafters just pull straight off of it. And we'll do this number like that. That should be okay. Let me see. Oh yeah, I could just literally do that, huh? Just like that. We'll throw one up there. And see, this is the easy part, right? The single, kind of like the single block or the single element crafters. Like, this is simple, right? It's when we start getting into the more complex, like multi element things, where you need like, oh, you need the gold foil and you need the titanium housing and you need the power brick and the resin and all that stuff. That's where it kind of gets logistically a little complicated. And speaking of, that's something we're going to have to take into account, right? Right now, I do have a setup over there to account for any crystal deposit that we get, but we don't have any. So crystal might be something that we end up, I guess, having dedicated lifts for, just because it's a little bit trickier to hit crystal. So we'll kind of see, but good to see that that stuff's going. Now, one thing I would want to do is I want to kind of take an inventory and kind of go see where our tier 2 materials are, because right now, we got lucky that we hit a gold vein, but that's not necessarily sustainable. And so I may want to consider, because like, yeah, we got tons of gold and we got some lithium coming in finally because the gold is not backed up. But, you know, what about when we don't have that, you know? That's looking pretty good. Like, how are things flowing? Not too shabby. Yeah, we actually got really lucky. We hit some copper in this one. A small amount. Lithium and then gold in these two. And what does it take? Let's see here. What does it take to make another quarry? I don't remember. So titanium. Okay, so we're going to need titanium housings kind of no matter what. Okay, so let's go down and let's go take a look. Oh, yeah. 56. I've got a ton of resin, right? Because I've been just going around and setting up these little temporary things to kind of harvest all this hardened resin everywhere. So we got a little bit of that, but we're definitely going to need more. And I did get a comment in the last video asking if I was going to use turbines or planning to use turbines or just coal. And 100% this resin farm is going to essentially get us 2 turbines, you know. I don't really want to go harvest biomass. We may end up hitting biomass, but I don't have it set to filter out biomass because I'm just going to do everything with straight resin. I know biomass might be easier in certain ways, but I just don't want to. And you can see this is actually the crystal deposit filter right here. If we do end up hitting one, it'll all come out here. I think these are all below the cold caverns though, so we didn't hit them yet, or if we did, we just macerated it. So, you know, it is what it is, right? So let's go down and kind of figure out where all of our tier 2 stuff is. And I'm interested to see where that all is in relation to the surface infrastructure we have and see if we can figure out some kind of lift situation. So I will meet you guys right down there. All right, so we're down here at our gold, and this is a pretty big gold deposit if I remember correctly. Yes, this is I mean, this is enough gold to get us everything we need. I think there's like I think this is all part of the same gold deposit. So that's actually just huge. I think that's iron right there. Yeah. If we wanted to, so we're at X220Z negative 75 or so. We don't have, I guess one of the downsides, right, is we don't have a lot of pipes. So it'd be best if we could just go straight into the lifts, but that may not be an option. What is this? It's just, I don't remember how much this is. Okay, so this is like also end game level deposit sizes, right? Let me turn off the jetpack. I don't think the nickel is the same amount, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. I think the nickel was a lot smaller, but it was enough at the time. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so like the nickel is almost gone, but I mean, we do need nickel. Let me change that. We're gonna need the nickel for a lot of the more advanced stuff, so it may be worth finding more, but for now, I mean, I don't think we can really go do it, you know. We can't just do that yet. So let's see if I can tell where our base is. Oh my gosh, that's such a crazy thing to look at. All right, let's see. Let's get up here a little bit more, because luckily, I mean, there's kind of like the legit easy way to do what we got to do, and that's, or I guess the legit hard way, which is like using, I don't know, like the magma or the boring thing to drill a hole. Where is it? It is like the laser, this guy, modified Mark III laser turret, right? But you gotta like feed this high energy fuel, and it's just like it's like a thing, right? Or we could kind of just use this Mark II auto excavator, you know. It just like is a lot easier, right? So but we still have to like figure out where to put this thing, and it's a little tough because you want to be kind of centrally located, and we got a lot of sand in there. For the gold, I think it's easy. And I think it's probably worth it to tap this. Because at the same time, like, as much as I want to use, like, tons of quarries and all this and that, I don't want to have absolutely, like, nothing coming up and just kind of like, yeah, guys, I had to wait, you know, 10 days just to get enough tier 2 materials from, like, macerating things. So, what is that? See, we got, like, tin, iron. Where are we? It's hard to tell. So, okay, so what are we? I'm trying to, like, figure out this infrastructure. So, obviously, those are... Okay, so this... Here's the quarries. The quarries are somewhere here. The quarries might actually hit us. Maybe. Maybe not. So there's the quarries. They hit... That's all the filters. That's all the smelting things. And this must be... Oh, man. Hold on. Let me think here. Oh, these are the smelters right here. These are all the lines that are established that are then going up to different parts of the factory. Okay. So where about are we? So we're like 222, negative 75. So let's go back to the surface. Yeah, because it definitely... Oh, here we go. 222, negative 73. So let's see about where that is on the top world. Okay, so that gold is right around here. Was it negative 73, 222? So like literally right here. Right here. So if I went straight down, I would hit that teleporter. That's not too bad. There's not really, you know, I can kind of just, I can get rid of these rocks. That's easy. I think what I might do, let's get rid of these rocks. I think I might set up some lifts and at least start the digging process, you know, because again, this isn't so far that we can't belt it over where we need it to go. You know, we can, I don't know. Let's see, if we're coming over here, we can either snake it this way and kind of try to go through this mountain like we did with some of the other stuff. Like we got, you know, we got the copper and tin and the iron going through here. So we could bring the gold and the titanium this way also, and maybe even some nickel. I think that might be the option. That might be the best option. Because again, I don't want to like completely like turn off all of our production just because we didn't happen to hit a vein. But then at the same time, we can also, you know, I can come over here and just turn, you know, I can just turn a belt and then boom, the line is effectively cut off, you know. So I think that might be what I do, but that's going to require us to kind of do some stuff first. And number one, let me see here. So, okay, got some conveyor belts. I'm going to need lots of rails. And also, I'm going to need lots of hoppers, like bigger hoppers. And I've got no titanium housing. So what I'm probably going to do, I'm going to come up. I think I'm going to hand smelt, or I'm going to hand feed the titanium ore, have that come over, build bigger hoppers, and then start building. In fact, I think I have rail racks in here. What do I got? Rack railer. Do I have the actual rails? Oh, I got a couple of rack rails in here. Look at that. Look at me being prepared. What is that? Conductive. I got all kinds of stuff in here. Okay, perfect. So what's nice about the rack railer is that just takes iron gears. So we can just take some of the tons of iron we have. And what do we think? Right. Where do we want that to come out? I mean, I guess over here's fine. One of these two. We can just kind of go over this. Yeah, we can go over these stamper plants. You always want to be careful not to pass the belts over like a... That's why I offset it for wherever there's hoppers, just so that we don't kind of steal from those hoppers. So let's actually... So this is lithium, this is iron. Let's aim for right here. That. And then we're just going to have literally coal coming down. Right? Okay. Because we need more power than we can get from what we're doing. I don't have enough of the lasers going up, so we're going to have to do it this way. And that should be more than enough power, though. Okay, so let's go down. I need to hook up this guy to a line, and I need to hook this up to iron, and then hook that up to the wall, but then at least we're going to get that going. So let's hook that up real quick. So I actually ended up making a mistake. This line right here is actually nickel, not titanium. Titanium is out here. So I took this whole machine and moved it over, but I also got the power sent to it. So these guys, I think they only want 25 PPS. So 75 total. This gives 128. So that should be enough. So let's get the titanium at least hooked up. We got a couple bars there, which is kind of nice, you know? We're kind of getting there. And then let's throw on a little hopper. All right, and we at least got one doing its thing. What we got here? Anything? I could have, yeah, see, so there's the nickel and there's the gold, right? I could have another row of hoppers, but I don't. I would. It's kind of a waste. I want to put them all here and then like consolidate it. So, all right. Do we have? I think we have the. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we got the iron doing its thing. So let's kind of head back down to the gold and see where we can start planning for this lift, right? And okay, so that's. Oh, I never set up the output. What am I doing? And now, as if nothing happened, we got rack rails going out. I'll need to put a little hopper out there so they have somewhere to go into. And just like that, like we are slowly getting all the parts. Rack rails. Now we're only getting 100 at a time, but as we kind of get, what is going on here? Gold foil, and we're gonna want titanium housing. We're gonna want that, but eventually we're gonna have more and more and more stuff at our disposal. And I'm like a design decision. I'm putting these little openings up here. I'm going to do it every so often, so it's just an easy way to get in and out of the building, so I can kind of like see what's going on. And I put like some stairs right here too, just so that I can get down there and look at, or kind of access this in an easier way. I'll probably build in another set somewhere over there too, just to make it easy on myself, because coming up, going down, is going to be like a whole process, right? And we haven't even really got to the more complicated stuff. Like we need to make hardened machine blocks, advanced machine blocks, and that's going to take lots of tier 2, which is kind of another reason why I want to get the tier 2 stuff at least on a supplemental line. Not to mention the fact that like defense, you know, we need to do more research so we can get better power, so that we can get better weapons, and kind of just do that. Just because when we start getting enough of the bigger guys, like the actual like bosses, they can overwhelm and destroy our CPH even on trivial mobs, just from like a volume, or like they're like zerging me basically. So, all right, let's head down and see. Ooh, you know what I just realized? I don't know how I'm gonna power. Let's head down. I'm gonna figure out where to put this. So if I'm thinking about this, I'm gonna have ideally three hoppers with the lift coming right to it. So if I actually build this out a little bit more, we'll even do that. That's fine. So if I can have a couple, if I can have a couple miners. I don't have any miners on me, but here, we'll just use decorative blocks just as like a thing. Okay, so if I have miner, and then hopper, and maybe I have these hoppers share, and I'll have like a battery right here that I can power from this guy. Then I can have the lift literally just come down right here in this 3x3. So which means I need this guy right there, radius 1, which gives me a 3x3, height super high, height over 300, All right, 347. That should like very easily clear what I got up there. Clear. We'll clear everything. I don't even care. Drop none. Perfect. And then what I'll do? Oh, this is almost perfect. We'll do this. And well, yeah, it'll be fine. We'll do that. We'll do Shift O, JJ, boom. So now it should, in theory, start doing its thing. There you go. And it's so high up that we don't necessarily have to worry about it. Does this thing have enough power yet? I think so. Let's head up and kind of see how this is going, because we're going to need to figure out, we're going to need a game plan for it up there too. All right, so 100 rack rails. I need a bigger one of these. I mean, I guess it's okay for now, but let's see. We should be able to see the... Oh, maybe we won't. I don't know if it's long enough. Normally we're able to see kind of like the little outline from the auto excavator, but I'm guessing we can't right now. Yeah. So I know it's going to be somewhere over here. So what we're going to need is we're going to need to divert some of this. Now, I had actually thought, speaking of this, I actually thought, right, so if you look in here, look at our coal. We kind of have it all just outputting in one direction. And to me, that doesn't seem like the most efficient way we could possibly use it. So I was thinking about kind of having separate outputs, right? So I'm thinking, you know, if we have like, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Really like 8. Okay, so what if we just did 1, 2, 3. And we do this. And we get rid of that. And we do this. And we do that, and nope, this. And we'll just pop those rooms open right there. We have more logistics grommets. And then what we can do, right, it's almost like dedicated fuel. We can have this guy literally just go like that. We can have something come out of here, right? Or did I not hook those up? Okay, let's hook them up. There we go. All right, we can do that. And now these, like, all these guys are gonna start working too, so that's kind of nice. And we can just do this number and have that hit. And now boom, dedicated power, or actually, I lied. I want this one to come out this way. I want this one to go to our quarries and stuff. Yeah. Like this. And I did that specifically because I want to take this power, this coal, and kind of run it over to where our elevators are going to be. Or our lifts, kind of like over in this direction. Because those are going to need power too, you know. They're going to need power to send the rack rails down and just to operate, right? At least until we can get the bigger solar panels. So, yeah, that'll make kind of nice. And then that means we're going to be able to use all this coal too. And so we're going to be able to use all this coal. And then it should distribute itself. Yeah, it should like feed itself eventually. And then plus, so like once this is full, it'll feed itself down there and blah, blah, blah. And then once the lines actually get saturated, they should be okay. All right, so let's kind of, I guess we could just like arbitrarily go into the mountain here. So I know it's going to be, it's all going to be like roughly over in this direction. So I'm just going to leave that there. Oh, what's this? What's this? Look at that. Already got the hole. Boom. That's how fast it took. Okay. So let's actually clear this out a little bit. I just want some breathing room, you know what I mean? Okay, so I think I'm gonna do something similar. Now, maybe I'll just do this. I'll put down 1, 2, 3 storage hoppers. We'll come up 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually I think that's enough. And then we will see about a lift controller. What do we need for that? More copper wire. Okay, let me get let me get enough for everything we're going to need for at least 3 of these. All right, so we need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now there's kind of like a couple things we're going to need to send the rack rails down. We need to get our power over here. And the power is kind of easy because we can just kind of do this number where we just kind of go like this. And I can throw 1, 2, 3 hoppers. And then we just got to hit it with the copper or the coal. The copper. I don't know why I keep saying copper. Copper on the brain. Okay. Where is... Okay, so the coal's there. I think we're just going to go... It's going to be a single line, and we're going to run this way and maybe kind of under there. So I'll just turn this way. I don't know where it's going to go to. It's kind of nice. I could power build through stuff if I need to. What I love about this game is just the amount of kind of like random problem solving that you're going to run into. Like you never know, you know? Oh, God dang it. You never know the problems you're going to run into because you've got like the terrain is different every single time. So you just, you know, you're just like kind of trying to figure it out as you see it. And, you know, you also got like your own kind of way you want to do things. All right, so what do we got? Let's bring this out. And we'll come down, down. Okay, that should be good there. And then we will need to throw a hopper on there for the rack rails. But it's going to take rack rails so fast, and I don't have a bigger hopper, but you know, it is what it is. We'll just kind of keep feeding it and letting it do its thing. And it'll tell us once it's got to the bottom, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, so we'll kind of try to get this hooked up, and then I'll bring you guys back once we've gotten to the bottom and like we're all set up there. All right, so here's just like the little setup. It's really, really basic. It's just power come from here. There's some stacked batteries right there, and they're just gonna, these drills are gonna output right into here, I believe, eventually. Maybe I can just put my own power in there. Of course. Well, I can do this. I'll do that. Boom. Give it that. And then I'll have it output right here. Content sharing on. And so now when that lift comes down, it'll just grab whatever's in here and offload it up there. So that's kind of the plan for that. I'm going to get these other ones set off probably in between episodes for the gold and the titanium, or the titanium and the nickel. And then, yeah, and then I'll obviously show you guys kind of how this is going. But I think that's going to be all for this episode. So thank you guys so much. Hope you're enjoying it. Let me know what you guys think about this little supplement. I know obviously we want more quarries, but we're, you know, it's going to take a little bit to get there. You know what I mean? So again, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.